and welcome. I'm your host, Shivani Manjal of Provider Senior Placement and Home Care. So today I have the pleasure of welcoming our esteemed guest, Patricia Raskin, to our show, and we will be talking about compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue, Patricia, from what I understand, is a new term, relatively new, I would say, that has come to the horizon for those of us in the senior care environment that may feel this, and it may come at a personal cost to us for those of us who are providing the care. And we would love to learn about, if you could give us some strategies on how to cope with compassion fatigue, that would be great. But before we go further, I just want to make sure everyone is aware about all the contributions you've made in the areas of lifestyle, health, and wellness, and the podcast you have on positive aging, and your own company, that is the Raskin Productions. And anybody who's looking to check out Patricia, please feel free to check out patriciaraskin.com. She also has her own radio show as well. So with that, Patricia, I'm going to turn it over to you, and let's talk about compassion fatigue.
Hi, Shivani. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. All right. So what is compassion fatigue? Well, it feels like it's an unbearable weight on your shoulders. That's how often it's described, and it feels. Another phrase that people use is they're just unable to stop caring. And mostly the hallmarks of compassion fatigue are really the same as burnout. Working too long, working too hard, no division between work and home, always thinking about work, always worried about work, not taking enough time out of work, or work intrudes whenever you do have free time. What happens here is that you empathize and you care to the point that you are observing and absorbing all of the suffering of others. And then there's no recovery time. And that suffering builds and builds and leads to compassion fatigue. So supporting others can come at a personal cost. For instance, sometimes compassion fatigue might require sacrificing a much-needed break to take care of a suffering coworker. The effects of compassion fatigue are believed to impair the ability of clinicians so that they're not as effective when they are providing service. And so what does that mean? They become forgetful, their attention span becomes decreased, they're exhausted, they feel physically ill, and that can often lead to apathy and anger. And sometimes compassion fatigue can become so severe as to interfere with your effectiveness in your own personal health. So here are 3 questions to ask yourself. What satisfaction do you get from being able to help people? Second question, how do you separate your personal life from your life as a helper? And third question, what are your healthy coping skills after a bad day? And here are some suggestions, right? We certainly want to look at balance and connections and being aware. But here are some do's and here are some don'ts. Find someone to talk to. Understand that the pain that you feel is normal. Exercise and eat properly. Take some time off. Develop an interest outside of your job. Identify what's important to you. Don't blame others, look for a new job or buy a new car or get a divorce or have an affair as a coping mechanism. And don't fall into the habit of complaining with your colleagues. Don't work even harder and longer. Don't self-medicate, and don't neglect your own needs and interests. So find out what's important to you, develop those interests outside the job, and really focus on self-care for yourself. I'm Patricia Raskin, and it's great to talk with all of you. My website is patriciaraskin.com, and I'd love to hear from you. Bye for now.
Thank you, Patricia. That was a wealth of information, and I know we've only just scratched the surface on this topic. we look forward to talking to you again. This is Shivani Manjal of Providal Senior Placement and Home Care. And feel free to check us out on providalservices.com. And until next time, we hope to see you soon. Thank you.